All right. Good morning, everyone. How we doing? Happy Tuesday, day before FOMC. We're taking a look at NASDAQ as always. So yesterday we talked about this area of resistance between 850, 900, 800 area. It's been a focal point for the past week or so. All the resistance through here, even down into 740, 750 area. Major area of resistance. Major area of resistance. Price has just been kind of grinding up against that area, has successfully made fresh highs day after day during last week's action. Yesterday morning, we see a retest of Friday's high and then a pretty significant rejection there. NQ back into last week's volume point of control and now potentially rolling over again. So, what I'm going to be looking at for this morning is number one, how price responds to 25,580. Wouldn't mind seeing a bounce there, maybe a prior day low spring setup. Those are both opportunities I would definitely be interested in trying, right? In this 580, 565 area. If we see a failure at 565, I'll be hands off until price test the 25,500, 480 area right through here. Another area where I would be interested in attempting longs. If we look at the hourly, you're going to see what it looks like for the most part over the past 5 sessions or so, just a sideways range. I mean, we do have some isolated areas where price is making fresh highs, but notice that it really fails to sustain those highs. So it kind of looks above the structure and then moves right back into the structure. And so we could call that a range, right? Sideways range. So I'm interested in a bounce from this point if buyers show up. And if there's a failure there, I'll be waiting for this area right down here. That's pretty much the game plan for this morning. Two areas I'm interested in longs. Now, if we do end up seeing a strong open and these areas do not get tested, I'll wait for 700 to be reclaimed and then give me some market structure up in that area before I try anything else. Definitely expecting a slower session today. That tends to be the norm. Pre FOMC, we do have jolts at 10 a.m. So hopefully, I don't want it to be a slow session, but we gotta set our expectations so that they're appropriate, right? So as always, we'll be looking at volume. Wanted to see how volume shapes up, and preferably, I would like to see average or above average volume before engaging with price. That's the game plan. So let's see what this open looks like. 2.5 minutes. ES into prior day volume point of control. No, last week's volume point of control right here on NQ. Can you see that? Yeah. Got a few different yellow lines here, but last week's volume point of control is this one right there here. 25,600. Yeah, we're in Santa mode. Looks like we had a little uptick in volume. When was that? 5:39 a.m. Maybe something hit the tape there this morning. Just kind of looking at the extended hours session, overnight session. You have session volume point of control up there near 700. I did adjust my level of interest ever so slightly. I think yesterday we're looking at 685. I just went ahead and moved that to 700, 25, 700. Because really the idea there is that I would want to see price kind of clearing. Oops. Clearing. Oh, there we go. Come on. Clearing this area right through here from yesterday. Hey, Santa brings coal sometimes. You never know. You never know. There's the open. We have a small gap lower, still within prior day's range. Knockdown there at session volume or prior day volume point of control. Excuse me. There's 580. Here's prior day low. So let's see. See what happens here. No bounce. I'll wait for 500. Tape is pretty fast right here. Wow, RTY. Big move. For the Russell traders in the room. NQ fresh lows. Give it a little try there. Had to. Had to. Had to. Got a partial off. Stopped on the rest. See what's next. See what is next here. Don't forget 10 a.m. jolts. Thanks for showing us the losers too. Nothing wrong with losing trades. It's part of the game. Part of the game. Every trader is going to have losses. Every single one. There's a little bit more of the bounce I was looking for. So maybe I had that stop a tad too tight. See if we get another entry. Volume already kind of below average. So get this RTY move though. My goodness. A prior day low spring. Huge. Probably wait for 10 a.m. to clear. Yeah, that's a good idea. That jolts print. Little micro higher low right through there. No position. What do I think about gold? I haven't looked at gold in a while on a higher time frame perspective anyway. NASDAQ coming into the opening print. So there were, man, that's the idea I was going for. Are you in a trade yet? Scroll back. No need to be typing in caps in the chat either. Took a stop earlier looking for the long versus overnight low. Actually, more like versus prior day low spring setup. That was the main idea I was looking for right there, though, that we're seeing transpire right now. So trade idea was good. Execution was off. NASDAQ new highs. So at this point, waiting for 700, nothing I can do through here. Volume coming in right now. Opening 15-minute bargain ready to close here in 2 minutes. Gabe, good patience, man. Saw your post yesterday in the think tank. Good man, good man. That's what it's all about. 15-minute looks poised to close as a doji. We got 15 minutes till jolts. Do I scalp or do I day trade? I don't really put a label on what I do. I'm just here to get paid. That is it. Call it whatever you want. No labels relationship. Exactly, Gabe. Volume 50% of average right now. So far, just 0 for 1, shaking out of the long that I wanted. Friday low spring setup. Got on the 15-second chart. That low was undercut. I should have given that a little bit more buffer, but life of a trader right there. That's how it goes. Let the beard grow Santa style. Oh, man. That'll be big. Big beard. Got shaken out on GC, then it moved. Yep. Life of a trader, exactly. Those things happen. I think it's important to just be like, all right, you know what? Made a little mistake there. We just move on to the next trade. Let's not get too frustrated. Let's not, try and revenge trade. Let's not chase higher. Let's not take it out on the market. Let's just chill. It's gonna be all right. Wait for that next play. Gabe, got a sim account on TradeAway and revenge trade all you want. Yeah, the problem is it builds a habit of being in a trading environment and then doing silly stuff. That's why an argument could be made that it's not even worth it to do that. Yeah, exactly. It gets built into your behavior. Exactly. D-Wall got the VWAP short. Nice trade, man. Wait for Fed meeting this morning. FOMC is tomorrow. Rate announcement. Wednesday, 2 p.m. So trade FOMC, I'll definitely keep an eye. Yeah, I'm open to it. Light size. See the volume here? Yeah, exactly. Just looking for my normal setups. Usually around 2:30. Like once the presser starts to kick off, so when you'll start to see more of that volatility. ES is just nonstop right now. NQ definitely lagging. Yeah, Nasdaq lagging. Probably thanks to Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia weakness this morning. I think we got Oracle earnings tomorrow. Is that Des with the R2I long? I can't tell who's who anymore with the new handles that YouTube rolled out. Four minutes till jolts. Hopefully we get an uptick in volume with jolts. Otherwise, it's looking like a repeat of yesterday. Yeah, nice trade, Des. Well done. Well done, sir. You got ES into the 68.65 level of interest. So game plan for me remains the same. I'm looking at prior day low, 25,580 area and or 500 and or 700. A real update to the game plan we discussed this morning. And Q trading on below average volume. So far, it's pretty typical pre FOMC action. Day before FOMC. All right, 10 seconds. There's jolts. Pretty much nothing burger. Not even an uptick in volume. There we go. There's some volume coming in. Wow. Just caught between prior day value area low and prior day volume point of control so far. Yeah, D Wild, I don't blame you. NASDAQ new high. There's the overnight, small overnight gap now filled. Let's see if we could get a test and break of 700. I'll look for a re-entry. So far, still just 0 for 1. Took the stop near prior day low, unfortunately, because the idea panned out nearly perfectly. Execution slightly off. I've not seen a re-entry that I can work with per plan. Yeah, we got a little bit off there, Gabe. It's usually how I like to do it. But that's just what works nicely for me. Some traders like to go full size in, full size out. That's not my play, personally. That is not my play. ES testing the overnight high there a minute ago. Jolts was a nothing burger? Yeah. Yeah, nothing at all. Right now, this action is a test of patience. Just waiting for a better location. If we have an entry, once price gets in a better location, we'll look at that. Otherwise, not much to do right now. At least per my game plan. How's everyone's morning? It's been pretty choppy. About 40 minutes into the sesh. Gabe taking a break. Non-trending price action. Yeah, Chopville. One loser. Same. 0 for 1 this morning. Gabe, you're in a prior day high short in GC. That looks good, man. That's got to be deep into profit now. Nice work. Prior day volume point of control just acting like a wall right now for NASDAQ. Back to back dojis. Yeah, let's see how this next 30-minute closes. Still only 45 minutes into the sesh, so give it a little more time. But we came in with those low expectations, so can't be surprised by this action. Hmm. More chop here. Low volume chop. Okay. It's not going to do anything. Benny, what's happening, man? Pre FOMC BS. Yep. 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 Like watching paint dry. We'll see if we get any sort of fresh setup, maybe with this new 30-minute bar. Buzz looking like a 0 for 1 morning. Volume, just kind of eyeballing it there, about 75% of the average. Session volume point of control right there here. VWAP right there here. Prior day volume point of control, all right here near 645. What volume indicator are you using? This is the Opinicus RVol indicator. It's available to the community. Leave your TradingView username and a comment in the resources tab of the Traders Think Tank. Gabe, you're in GC. Let's see that thing. Wow, nice. Got the spring set up right there. Man, you've been hammering that GC. What's the story behind the Opinicus name? I'll share the Opinicus legend another time. I think I've posted it in the let's see if I can find it. I think it's no, it's not in there. So next 30-minute candle opening here in 3 minutes. And Q just continues with the choppiness. So far, I've done nothing else but take that stop this morning. Again, that idea was for the prior day low spring setup. The idea itself worked nicely. Execution was just off. I got shaken out. Part of the game. All good. Yeah, GC, that's a nice move. Nice trade, Gabe. Hit that thing both sides of it, huh? Still in it? All right, NQ's waking up a little bit here. Might be time to call it. Jeez. Chop City. All right, NQ coming into the highs. See, can 700 trade here? Nasdaq just a retest of the highs right there. Retest and reject. Unless we got a little uptick in volume. Anyone trading this NQ? Anyone trading the chop? I've got nothing here. Nada. Likely going to shut it down. 1 hour into the sesh. volume, well below average, and just a lot of barcode. Rich, good patience, man. Bot caught that short, got stopped out. Good to know. Thanks for the update. Pretty uneventful. Yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah, Gabe, right in time for FOMC. Resets galore right there. ES looks like a rejection of 68.65. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on pretty much same areas we've been talking about. I like this area right down here. Potential balance or break of 700. I mean, entry like right through there. In between is do not touch zone. So I'll take my 0 for 1 this morning. I was looking for prior day low, spring setup per plan, written up in the pre-market prep notes this morning as one of the entries I wanted. We went for it, got stopped out. The idea worked. So a little trader, little error on my part, a little execution error. Not an issue with the idea. The idea worked out nicely. It's important to know the distinction there. So remember, the ideas don't pay the bills, only the execution does. So you could have all the ideas in the world. You could know exactly what price action is going to do. If you can't execute, it does not matter. Mike, just saw your video of reviewing trades, ideas versus execution. Yeah, it's important. It's an important distinction. Howie SOC. They had one deal where if you could pass the eval and get a payout in a week, they refund the sign up fee. Is that Tradeify? I saw that email yesterday. Yeah, I thought that was crazy. I mean, oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, do people not realize what that is? It's wild. How much I wonder how much money will be burned just trying to get a, a refund on some account. Like if you have to end up going through, 4 or 5 accounts to make that happen. But that's literally what it will be. It's going to be people just flying through. Almost like, I mean, they turn it into a casino, sadly. A lot of these prop firms, they're trying to get that gambling brain. good for their business. It's bad for the trader. It's a good business plan for TradeFi. Yeah. Yep. It is. But if you're serious about your trading, shouldn't be falling for things like that. You should have a long-term time horizon. I would encourage everyone to focus on long-term trading skill set, not gaming the prop space, because there's a big difference. You see a lot of it online. If you're active in kind of the online trading community on any social media platform, even YouTube, a lot of YouTube live streams are just focused on gaming prop firms, payout cycles, reloading accounts. But if prop firms go away, then you don't have a skill set to trade a live account with. Two very, very different things. Part of the reason that these prop firms have all these consistency rules and everything is to prevent the system being gamed, is to prevent those individuals from being able to get paid, or just kind of reduce the damage that they can do to the business model. But if you have actual long-term edge, then you don't have to rely on prop firms. Then you can actually leverage prop firms in a way that is more sustainable. And if these things ever get regulated and they go away, you still have a skill set. You still have something that you can do that brings in income in a live trading account, personal funded, self-funded live trading account. So just know the difference, understand the difference. NASDAQ coming back into session highs. You think props can go away at some point? I don't think they're going anywhere in the near future. But I'm just saying, it was just, if it happened, you have a transferable skill set. But no, I wouldn't expect much regulation here in the prop space, at least not anytime soon. I mean, look at prediction markets. Like, essentially, they circumvented gambling laws by calling it prediction markets rather than gambling, which is just insane if you think about it. But none of that stuff is getting regulated from what I've seen personally. I don't know. I'm not super in tune with that space. Are prop firms or futures more regulated than options, or is it the opposite? Um, Prop firms have very limited regulation at all. Futures and options are going to be governed by the exchanges for the most part. So CME and then the CBOE. NASDAQ new high of day. And even with props, you can only make money if you have the skill set, even if one is cycling through accounts and one still has to make more than one is spending. Yeah, exactly. That's true. It is true. I see some accounts on Twitter though that they are not they're not traders in the traditional sense of the word. They literally will just cycle through prop accounts and reload and reload and reload to the tune of like tens of thousands of dollars in account fees. which is, I mean, if they're making money, more power to them. But to me, that's just insane. Like that's crazy. Wouldn't you want to try and lower your expenses so you could take more of that cash home? That's where my thought would go. Yeah, you can dig yourself a big hole, especially with like credit cards. They really tap into if you're prone to any sort of gambling problem, prop firms will tap right into that mindset. So focusing on a long-term time horizon, having patience with yourself, realizing this game takes time to master, realizing mistakes will be made. It's not a reflection of who you are as a trader or who you are in general. Don't tie your self-worth to your trading performance. And if you're struggling mentally while we're talking about it, take a break. Just take a break. Markets aren't going anywhere. So NQ, like I said, I'll be looking at 700. If we could get some market structure above 700, I'll try another entry. But as of right now, red on the morning, 0 for 1. And that is all she wrote. I'm signing off. Thank you guys for your time this morning. Hope you had a better day than I did as far as results. But if not, we'll try again tomorrow. Thanks for your time, and I'll talk to you soon.